Hi everyone, I'm Any New Province, and this week we're playing Aokis Aristocrats for Net Benefits, the series where we explore the benefits of net decking in Pauper. Aokis is known for their spicy Aristocrats builds. The last Aokis deck we tried maximized Bloodbriar, but this time they're pairing their morbid goblins with more traditional black Aristocrats. Before I get into the deck tech, I just want to let you know that you can like the video or subscribe to the channel down below. I'd seriously appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know you've enjoyed everything, and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Alright, let's have a look at Aokis Aristocrats. Skirk Prospector is our first sacrifice outlet, providing mana and an early attacker, allowing this deck to skew big and aggressive early. Sacrifice outlets are a hallmark of any Aristocrats deck, so of course we have more. Our next most important creature eater is Goblin Chirurgeon, who can attack but can save some of our big creatures and combo pieces. Finally, we have an even split of Mog Raider and Goblin Sledder. They do the same job of helping a wide board go tall, and they're split to dodge the echoing effects in the format. Our best turn ones involve getting down an early sacrifice outlet so that we can be confident we'll get value off of it when our aristocratic payoffs start coming down over the next couple of turns. The sacrifice payoffs Aokis chose start with Mortician Beetle. This bug comes down early and starts getting huge while we're flinging goblins with Sledder and Raider. This is the best way for us to get an explosive start. Sylvok Lifestaff is next and provides an extra point of damage for one lucky creature per attack, but also provides life gain against aggressive and burn decks. Finally, we have Falkenrath Noble that gives us evasion when games go late, but also provides a way for this deck to win if our opponent's main deck plan is to fog and buy time until they can win. Our deck has the opportunity to get off the ground really quickly. Our sacrifice payoffs and outlets are cheap, so by turn 3 or 4, they'll be giving us both pressure and value to gain an advantage on our opponent. Goblin decks get a huge boost in Pauper and Legacy because of Goblin Matron. She provides exceptional value for a goblin by replacing herself, but also serves as a strong tutor for any spicy one-of goblins a brewer is trying out. Mog War Marshal is another great way for us to get value because it provides 3 warm bodies for us to sacrifice for just 2 mana. Hopefully we'll be able to decide when to pay its echo cost correctly. Our last value piece is Reaping the Graves, and while there's only one copy, we can play into making this spell an absolute card advantage haymaker. Our last package is all about clearing the board. Sparksmith is our hallmark removal spell, and while it's dangerous to activate at low life totals, it can kill just about anything when the board is in our favor. Lightning Bolt joins Sparksmith as our other interactive playset and helps us make sure we're always the one with more life while clearing the board. Finally, we have a single copy of Warren Weirding and Terminate. Both of these spells provide less conditional removal, and Warren Weirding may even give us a couple of goblins from time to time. We'd love to win the game early by surprising our opponent, but sometimes we'll have to lean on Sparksmith's ability to clear the board so that when we finally poke through enough damage with our goblins, we can use Falkenrath Noble triggers to finish our opponent off. Alright, let's have a look at this mana base. First, we have 3 copies of Ash Barrens because we may not need black until later in the game, 4 copies of Bloodfell Caves, and 2 copies of Rakdos Carnarium back Barrens up in the mana fixing department while offering fringe benefits of their own. Our last non-basics are 3 copies of Great Furnace and 1 copy of Vault of Whispers. We'll see why these are important once we hit the sideboard. For basics, we have 5 mountains to cast our 1-drop sack outlets and 2 swamps for tutoring with Ash Barrens. Okay, let's have a look at this sideboard. There's lots of sweet tutor targets for Goblin Matron. First, we have 1 copy of Electrickery for wrathing the board of X1s. We have 1 copy of Krark Clan Shaman for wrathing the board of things that are a little bit bigger than X1s, and we also have 1 copy of Martyr of Ashes for wrathing the board of everything else. 1 copy of Gorilla Shaman is going to help us with our opponent's artifacts, but Goblin Tinkerer comes along with it to make sure that we can blow up an artifact impact land every turn with almost no drawback. We can also tutor this up with Goblin Matron. We have 3 copies of Pyroblast for fighting those powerful blue decks. We have 2 copies of Relic of Progenitus for fighting those powerful slow decks with great graveyards. We have 1 copy of Blade Brand for giving our creatures Death Touch. We have a copy of Flaring Pain for poking through any fogs. We have a copy of Warren Weirding for more sacrifice value, and we have 2 copies of Reaping the Graves for those really grindy matchups. And there you have it, Aokis Aristocrats by Aokis. We're going to take this deck into a league at twitch.tv/AnyNewProvince this Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Atlantic time. We're there every Wednesday night playing competitive Pauper decks. Before I go, I just want to remind you that you can like the video or subscribe to the channel down below. I'd seriously appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know you've enjoyed everything, and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deck tech, and hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday night.